President Samia urges citizens to participate in local government elections. Tanzania to host Energy Summit in Africa.
The United Republic of Tanzania is a reliable and committed partner, and we look forward to collaborating with you in preparation for summit and beyond.
Good evening, I'm Teddy Mparanyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has urged citizens to turn out in large numbers at the local government elections, which are scheduled for November 27th this year. President Samia made the appeal in Peramiho, Ruvuma region, where she's on a working visit. Here are more details.
Second day of President Samia Suluhu Hassan's visit in Ruvuma region, whereby she has inaugurated several water and education projects. Addressing a rally in Peramiho, President Samia urges citizens to participate in local government elections in November this year.
We shall have the local government elections across the country. I urge you all who are qualified to be elected or to vote to go and do so.
She asks Tanzanians to maintain peace in the country.
I urge you to maintain peace. Peace is one of the pillars of our nation. I promise you that the government is dedicated to promote development. We have been given the task of collecting revenue. The billions collected have a task of bringing development to the citizens.
Speaking at the gathering, a number of ministers say budgets have been increased to sustain water, infrastructure, energy and agricultural projects so as to benefit citizens.
You have given us approximately 6.4 billion shillings that will be used to supply electricity to 40 localities.
A large percentage of the people live in rural areas where usually there is water supply challenges. Here in Peramiho, the supply of water has reached 73%. 600 million has been allocated for the construction of a new school in Peramiho.
Inaugurated water projects worth 5.5 billion shillings in Mtangimbole village, Madaba district, and launched English medium school at Songea Municipal. Faida Ngaga, TBC News.
Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says that Tanzania is to host a meeting on energy in Africa that will focus on ways to collect $190 billion that can be used to supply electricity to 300 million people in Africa by 2030. Here are more details.
Meeting organized by Global Energy Alliance for People and Planet, GEAPP, to discuss availability of energy in Africa is taking place in New York, United States. Speaking at the meeting, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says that Tanzania is to host energy meeting because of government strategy to supply electricity in rural areas, the step that impressed World Bank and Africa Development Bank.
Tanzania embraced with great sense of appreciation the announcement by the World Bank and the African Development Bank to embark on the just mentioned initiatives. We are delighted to note that since the announcement during the bank's spring meeting in April this year, several organizations have come forward to support the commitment, including the Global Energy Alliance for People and the Planet, whose leadership council is co-chaired by Governor Conference of this event, namely the government of Norway and the Rockefeller Foundation.
Majaliwa says the meeting will be organized by World Bank, Africa Development Bank, and Africa Union Commission. On his part, President of Africa Development Bank, Dr. Kinumwe Adesina, says 900 million women lack clean cooking energy, praising President Samia Suluhu Hassan's efforts in campaigning for production of clean cooking energy.
The last thing that I just want to say is to thank the President of Tanzania Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Because when we mentioned this to her in Paris, together with Prime Minister Story, when we were there for the clean cooking, she's very passionate about clean cooking. I am very passionate about clean cooking. I didn't start using glasses because I got smart. I started using glasses as a kid because I grew up cooking with my mother, cooking with charcoal, and we still have almost 900 million women without access to clean cooking. So the things we take for granted in developed countries, cooking a decent meal, not having to die from it. Why must we allow something like that to go on? So part of the thing, Damilola is sharing the thing together with all of you, some of the members of the work. We are committed, in addition to electricity, to making sure that we have to connect at least 130 million women to access for clean cooking every single year.
Prime Minister Majaliwa is in the United States to represent President Samia Suluhu Hassan at United Nations General Assembly, UNGA 79. Anna Mwasioke, TBC News.
The African Development Bank, AFDB, has given grants to Malawi worth $54 million meant for various development projects. According to the president of the bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, made the announcement during the Malawi Partners Conference held in New York, United States of America. Mayeso Shikadzula reports from Malawi.
Bank's continued support towards various development initiatives. He said Malawi has a potential to turn around its economy through food production as it has enough resources, including Lake Malawi, which is the fourth largest lake in Africa.
I'm very happy to let you know that the African Development Bank has just approved an agricultural budget support policy-based operation for you for $23 million to support government actions to avert persistent food insecurity. As I close, I want to say three things about private sector and also farmers. You have a good policy to look at private sector and mega farms, which is more commercial farms, which is good. But I would like to urge that we design and you design farmer-centric, smallholder-centric policies that can get the same smallholder. They did it then. They can do it today.
Minister of Finance, Chichola Banda, said the money is meant for the direct budget support. $23 million has been pumped into the Agriculture Productivity and Commercialization Project, APCP, while $1 million is meant for emergency response to procure food for distribution by the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODIMA. Chichola Banda said the gesture by the bank simply shows the trust and confidence various international organizations and donor partners have on Dr. Chakwera's leadership in Malawi.
President Adesina of African Development Bank, who has actually announced this evening that the African Development Bank just yesterday approved $23 million for agricultural productivity and commercialization project, which is part of the budget support. He has also announced here the additional $1 million meant for procurement of maize, which will be used by DODIMA to distribute to people. He has also talked about the $30 million more. What it means is that institutions, banks like African Development Bank, have demonstrated the degree of confidence and trust in the leadership of Dr. Azas Makathe Chakwera and the reform programs that Malawi is undertaking.
President Azas Chakwera is in the New York, United States of America, attending the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA.
Mara Regional Commissioner Colonel Evans Mtambi has urged constructors implementing various road projects in that region to work diligently without delaying implementation of the projects. Mtambi made the remarks at signing ceremony of 44 contracts worth 17.35 billion shillings for construction of infrastructure in the region.
Nitawafuatilia kuhakikisha mnatekeleza mikataba hii.
I will follow up to make sure you implement these contracts, just as you have initially agreed. I shall review the projects you are implementing in order to make sure value for money is observed. Let me inform all those who will not be serious in the implementation process. You shall all be in trouble.
He says President Samia Suluhu Hassan has been seeking money for people's development, but some officials have been hindering the efforts. Residents of Dar es Salaam are preparing themselves to participate in the upcoming local government elections, expecting to have leaders who will serve them.
Upo umuhimu mkubwa kwa wananchi kushiriki katika hili zoezi.
There is great importance of citizens to participate in local government elections. Community development is brought by people. Participating in local government election will help to bring development in our country.
We are expecting to have leaders so that we can get developments. They can oversee our ongoing projects, activities throughout our local coverage areas. And keep in mind, the development of the central government depends much on the local government. Everything started from the basic, going high, or going to the advanced levels. So it is very crucial to have the good leaders from the local government part going forward to the central government. So I'm insisting and I'm encouraging citizens to participate effectively in these local government elections.
It's very important for the local the people of the country to be participating in the local government election because it gives them the right to vote. And the right to vote gives them chances to elect their preferable leaders who will be able to help them to solve the challenges they face in their communities. So preferably, if they elect the leaders they want for them to help them concur with the challenges, I know that is specifically the most important role for those who will vote for them.
The Dar es Salaam Maritime Institute DMI Director Dr. Tumaini Gurumo says that awareness on water safety is very important to citizens in order to avoid unwanted accidents and improve water transport. Emmanuel Samo reports.
World Maritime Day is commemorated worldwide on 25th September to focus on the importance of shipping safety, maritime security and maritime environment. In Tanzania, at a national level, the event is marked in Mara with different activities. Speaking exclusive to Tbcnews in Musoma District, Rector of Dar es Salaam Maritime Institute DMI, Dr. Tumaini Gurumo, said that the Maritime World Day will provide an opportunity for the citizens of Musoma to learn more about shipping industry in Mara region.
The theme this year is navigating the future, safety first. DMI is here because we are responsible to train seafarers. Seafarers must be updated or upgraded also. If the technology changes, they have to change with technology. They have to understand for them to be safe.
Dr. Gurumo urges young people of Musoma to use the Maritime World Day effectively as they live near Lake Victoria, a statement supported by marine stakeholders.
We'll go to schools and tell them about the opportunities that are there in the maritime sector. They need to have the knowledge in order for them to go fishing for better economic improvements.
Navigating the future, safety first. So we have to give them awareness about the safety, something.
Some of the citizens believe that the Maritime World Day has come on the right time in Mara region because most of the people depend on fishing activities.
In fact, when we come in the place like this one, especially in the week concerning the marine transportation, that means we are much more motivated to gain knowledge. And as far as we live, we are surrounded by water. Or I can say most of our activities, they are parcel and parcel with the water. So when we come in the press like this one, we gain in knowledge, we gain to understand even the institutions that are working with the water resource.
Reporting from Musoma, Emmanuel Samuel, TBC News.
For the second time, the Tanzania International Manufacturers Expo Expo 2024 is expected to take place at the bustling heart of commerce, Sabasaba grounds in Dar es Salaam from September 26 to October 2nd this year. This event will bring together over 1,000 exhibitors from both local and international industrial players, showcasing cut-edge technologies in diverse sectors to promote and introduce new equipment, products and services to the Tanzanian market.
We have brought in a number of new technologies that will help us to bridge the gap between local and international. Exchange of knowledge, exchange of how things are being done. And the other thing that we're doing this year, we're also bringing, we're going to have some electrical cars here, we're going to have airplanes here, and for the first time, people will be able to see the airplanes that are being produced in Tanzania. Although they saw a bit of a mock-up of that last year, but this year they're going to see certified planes that have been made in Tanzania. And they'll be able to test the processes of how those planes are made. This is something that has never been done in any of the East African countries. And in fact, this is setting up Tanzania as one of the main hubs of actually making and manufacturing these micro plane, Skyleader 600.
Theme is building bridges, connecting local and international manufacturers. Why are we doing this? CTI, we are mostly known for advocacy, but now we also have a big role for promoting our industries. Now that's why we organize this, or that's why we develop this event, so as we get to promote our industries. We're expecting to have the Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania as the guest of honor. All Tanzanians, you're welcome. No fee, entrance fee. It's free.
With over 1 billion Tanzanian shillings as economic value of the event last year, this time around, Time Expo is expected to offer more economic opportunities in various sectors, including transportation and hotels. The Managing Director of Tanzania Breweries Limited, TBL, Michelle Kilpin, says that TBL will continue to cooperate with the government in order to reduce motorcycle accidents in Tanzania. Kilpin made the remarks during the launching ceremony of Okoa Maisha campaign in Dar es Salaam, a campaign that aims at educating motorcyclists so as to reduce accidents. Peter Mganga has prepared the following report.
Although motorcycles play a crucial role in improving mobility in towns and cities, if not properly utilized, they can cause accidents. In Dar es Salaam, motorcycles provide door-to-door services regardless of time or weather. According to Forbes, in 2021, a total of 83,000 motorcycle riders sustained injuries globally, while a total of 468 injuries occurred per 1 million vehicles miles traveled worldwide over the course of that year. The managing director of TBL, Michelle Kilpin, explains how Okoa Maisha campaign will assist in reducing road accidents in the country.
So the purpose of this initiative is because we see a critical need for more effective education and training approaches specifically tailored for motorcyclists, who are among the most vulnerable road users that we have. A focused initiative on enhancing motorcyclist awareness and skills is urgently needed to address these challenges and to reduce fatalities. Therefore, in response, we are launching this comprehensive education and training initiative aimed at significantly improving road safety for motorcyclists. We believe our company has a unique opportunity to improve road safety and make a significant positive impact in our communities.
Some of the served stakeholders explain how they will participate in the campaign.
Us as Tanzania Red Cross, we appreciate for having this opportunity to implement this project. You won't regret choosing us as your partner, and we know that we are capable, as you saw outside what we have demonstrated for the people, that is what they are going to get. That is our package.
In this campaign, we will highlight various road safety issues, such as overconfidence among riders, vehicle inspections, and theft of fire engine users. We will also cooperate with the Red Cross in achieving all the safety measures. Okoa Maisha campaign targets motorcyclists from Dar es Salaam city, where road safety education will be provided to riders, being efforts to reduce and combat accidents. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look on today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Up next is international news. Here is international news compiled and read by Lulu Mohammed.
Thousands of people have fled southern Lebanon as a result of the Israeli airstrikes, as the Israeli army said it had hit hundreds of Hezbollah targets. In response, Hezbollah fired a series of rockets into northern Israel. According to Lebanon's health ministry, dozens of people have been killed and hundreds more wounded in Israeli airstrikes on Monday, making it the deadliest day in nearly a year of cross-border fighting. Israel and Hezbollah have been exchanging near-daily cross-border fire in the wake of the Hamas attack on October 7, 2023. Hezbollah claims to be acting in solidarity with Palestinian militant group Hamas and says it will continue until there is a ceasefire in Gaza. And Russia has declined to support a UN blueprint aimed at bringing the world's increasingly divided nations together to tackle 21st century challenges, from climate change and artificial intelligence to escalating conflicts and increasing inequality and poverty. Speaking on Monday in New York at the Summit of the Future meeting, Russian Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs said that the summit's outcome documents do not impose any obligations on the Russian Federation under provisions which did not achieve consensus. The 42-page Pact for the Future challenges leaders of the 193 UN member nations to turn promises into real actions that make a difference to the lives of the world's more than 8 billion people. The pact was adopted at the opening of the two-day Summit of the Future, called by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who thanked leaders and diplomats for taking the first steps and unlocking the door to a better future.
That was international news, and now before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, dear viewers. Good evening. I'm Desderi Moses from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Welcome to the next 24 hours weather forecast starting at 9 p.m. tonight. Moderate wind speed flowing at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour is expected over Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Nyasa, and the entire coast strip of Indian Ocean. And tonight, dear viewers, it is our expectation that dry condition is expected to be featured over the entire country, and tomorrow, Kagera and Mara regions are expected to feature thunder showers over a few areas and sun periods, while the other regions around Lake Victoria basins are expected to feature thunderstorms over a few areas and sun periods. Coastal regions are expected to feature rain showers over a few areas and sun periods, while for Morogoro regions together with northeastern highlands regions are expected to feature light rain showers over a few areas and sun periods, and the remaining regions are expected to be mainly dry. And now let us have a look at the weather forecast for the next 4 days for some regions in our country. Sunny period is expected to persist in the coming 4 days in Dar es Salaam as well as in Dodoma. This weather is also expected to be featured over Mbeya region, with the lowest minimum temperatures is expected to be 12 degrees Celsius over Mbeya region. For Mwanza region, sun period is also expected to be featured in the next 4 days as well as over Kilimanjaro region. This weather is also expected over Morogoro region in the next 4 days. For Arusha region as well, we are going to expect sun period for the next 4 days. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, until next time, good night.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mpanyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.
Haya, mtazamaji, niko nawe tena katika Wape Nafasi. Ninakukaribisha na bonge la tabasamu, vijana wengine wanapenda kusema ever. Halijawahi kutokea tabasamu langu namna hii, nikakukaribisha katika kipindi kinachohusu masuala yanayohusu ulemavu. Leo yanipasa kutabasamu kwa sababu kadha wa kadha ambazo leo nitakuja kuambia hapa. Mtazamaji, tunapohama, tulio wengi wale wa kule Uswazi, tunahama nyakati za usiku. Ni kwa sababu yamkini tunaogopa kubeba magodoro yetu chakavu au vitu vyetu vya hapa na pale tunavyoona kwamba vipo nje ya matumizi. Lakini safari hii tutahama mchana kweupe mbele ya kadamnasi ya Watanzania milioni 60 wakifuatilia kuhama huku katika runinga yao ya taifa TBC1, palipo na ukweli na uhakika. Yamkini unielewi, wacha nieleweke zaidi. Tulianzia mahala hapa katika banda hili lisilofaa kuishi mtu wa aina yeyote, na sio binadamu tu, hata mnyama wako, kuku, mbuzi au ng'ombe, hana haki ya kuishi katika banda hili. Na sasa banda hili litabaki kuwa makumbusho kwa sababu tayari tutahamia katika nyumba yetu ya kudumu ya mtoto Angela Agrey Kazimoto. Mtoto asiye na baba ambaye tangu mwezi wa 3 mwaka 2024 tumekuwa tukipambania uhai wake wa kuishi mahala salama na palipo na ulinzi thabiti. Milioni 12 zimetufikisha mahala hapo. Katika kile cha haba na haba hujaza kibaba. Tunakushukuru sana wewe Mtanzania uliyetunga mkono kwa shilingi yako 100, 200, 500. Wengine wamediriki hata kutuma 10,000, 15 mpaka 50, na wengine wakatoa msaada wa mabati ambao kwa leo sitaki wataja mahala hapa. Lakini kwa wewe unayeangalia kipindi hiki kwa mara ya kwanza, Angela ni nani?
Miaka 17 iliyopita, tamasha Elias Sisila alibahatika kuijaza dunia ukiwa ni ujauzito wake wa 3. Ukiacha mbali uzao wake wa kwanza na ule wa pili uliokuja duniani bila kashikashi yoyote, lakini mtoto wake wa 3 alikuja na changamoto zaidi ya moja. Angela